I need to ask you something about it. I mean, maybe we should talk about the situation first, and then I can ask you.
We talked. I think it was last. No, the one before. No, it was the last one.
It was the last Patreon episode.
Last Patreon episode. We talked about Blumhouse and Lionsgate teaming up to remake a lot of Lionsgate's old horror classics.
Yes. Starting off with the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, the big one that everyone was talking about was the Blair Witch Project. Because, like, we've already had remakes of Saw and,
Yeah, but it's the first one they're doing in this project as well.
Is it the first one?
That's how I understood it.
I think it's just the big one. I don't know if it's the first one. I just want to find that. Yeah, here. That article we read. This is a different article, but it's about the same thing. Yeah, Blumhouse's Blair Witch Project, confirmation and everything we know. Yeah, Blumhouse and Lionsgate are teaming up to produce a new film in the Blair Witch Project franchise. Ugh. And there are already exciting updates about the upcoming movie. Are there? Yeah, because they want to reimagine it for a modern audience, which is just don't.
Silly.
It's dumb.
Because as we noticed in the remake from, was it 2016?
16, yeah.
It doesn't really work with modern technology being kind of like...
It's too much.
Yeah.
And the fact that...
It either renders the movie basically obsolete, or it's just stupid excuses to make technology not work.
Yeah, and also the fact that that one was all just jump scares.
Yeah,
there's barely... There's technically no jump scares in the original one. It's all immersion and mood. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess maybe the last one when it's slow too, but there's like a moment of in the house. There's a couple of moments where it's a little bit jump scary.
I guess.
But it's because by then it's high stakes.
And when you hear the children start slamming on the tent.
Yeah.
That is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a movie like that, unless it's like made by like a real master director, it's not gonna be that. Like if Robert Eggers made it, it would be that.
Probably.
He could probably make a pretty decent Blair Witch Project remake, but it's also not his style at all. No, he wouldn't. So instead, it's gonna be some jackass making a jump scare movie like we had in 2016. It's awful, and it's kind of funny because then the most public, I suppose, out of the three actors, Joshua Leonard, who's actually
from the original,
had sort of a acting career after this. I don't think he's a full-time actor though. He spoke out about it. The first one I read was I think in People magazine. Yeah, Blair Witch actor slams 25 years of disrespect as new reboot is announced. Feels both icky and classless. Let's see if we have where we have that. Because I'm on his Instagram and he just see.
Yeah, Joshua Leonard has been acting. His last thing was in 2022.
Yeah, and I saw him a few years ago in Unsane, like a big Steven Soderbergh movie, like a big thing. So, he's been in stuff. He's in one of my favorite mumblecore comedies from like 2005, 2009, called The Hump Day.
Oh,
talking about men being a little nervous around sexuality. It's a great movie. It's about two guys who's like, they're going to make an ironic gay porno to show that, like, I mean, we're cool in our sexuality, so we're so cool with being straight that we're going to have sex with each other. It's a great movie. Anyway.
He was in True Detective in one episode.
Which season?
Season 1, episode 4.
Really?
He's Mitch in Who Goes There. Cool.
Mitch. All right, I need to check that out.
I don't remember that character for sure.
So here's from the Daily Mail, the British newspaper. The Blair Witch Project riddle star Josh Leonard slams Lionsgate over 25 years of disrespect, and lack of profits after reboot was announced. Leonard 48, who used his real name in the found footage horror film, slammed Lionsgate on Instagram and accused the production company of ignoring his request for a charity screening of the film. Yeah, that's kind of where it started. Like, he just wanted the movie shown, and they were like, no, but we're gonna make a new one. Can we just? Yeah, and he wrote, "Going public with this and would appreciate the amplification." That's partly why we're doing this.
Yes.
With screenshots of the news featuring his and co-stars' images. So this is my face on a press release for a film being made by 2 major studios. Both I've worked for, because they used his picture to announce the remake.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's the guy holding the camera there in the picture. The weird part is that I didn't know anything about it until a friend sent me a congrats screenshot yesterday. My frustration is compounded because I've been trying to get Lionsgate to engage for over a month about a Blair Witch Project charity screening I'm putting together for Positive Fest. I don't know what that is. To raise money for artists without health care. And no one will get back to me. Yeah. And yes, I've been thinking a lot about this. A lot about this time. Okay, after seeing my Blair Witch Project collaborators recently and sharing memories, sweet and fucked up ones, added Leonard. So yeah, like he feels like because they also didn't get paid for the movie, barely anything. I mean, they got because they weren't in the Screen Actors Guild, obviously.
No.
So they didn't get any residuals. They worked for less than the SAG-AFTRA minimum. And the movie went on to make like $400 million, and they, one of them is a barely working actor. And the other ones are just like regular people now. So
yes,
as this has moved on, then he decided to. I lost it. No, I had his Instagram. Where was it? Do you have the Instagram?
I can pull it up.
Where is it? Joshua Leonard Instagram. Since he was getting some press about being annoyed over this. He
right, that's the picture they used, yeah.
Yeah. He had here.
The demands or asks?
Asks, yeah. I mean,
our asks of Lionsgate from Heather, Michael, and Josh, stars of the Blair Witch Project.
They had three things that they wanted Lionsgate and Blumhouse to do for them.
The first one is retroactive plus future residual payments to Heather, Michael, and Josh for acting services rendered in the original Blair Witch Project, equivalent to the sum that would have been allotted through SAG-AFTRA had we had proper union or legal representation when the film was made.
Because that's also the thing. I don't know if he brings it up here, but I think it was in comments on this that they were basically when they asked for money after the movie became a success. Lionsgate's like, no, we don't have enough money. Sorry, it's all tied up in other projects, and then they made hundreds of millions of dollars off the movie.
I have a question regarding that, though.
Yeah,
because I'm seeing it from a admin point of view here now.
Yeah,
being someone who works with contracts and shit.
Yeah.
They must have had a contract signed before they made the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not.
And I don't know how acting contracts work. I don't know if there's room for arguments after the fact, especially not being able to be represented legally and shit. But for me, because we have sales reps, if they come after the fact and argue that a certain sum was not paid for them for this or this workload, whatever. We have the right to deny them if there's a certain amount of time has passed.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm kind of if they had a contract when they made the movie, and they signed it being you're only gonna get this much money. There's no clause of residual or after thing. There's no clause for if the movie becomes a huge success, or if we make sequels, or if we make action figures of you.
Yeah.
If there's no clause of that, are they allowed to demand that?
No, and they're not demanding. First of all, they're not demanding.
No, that's true. Okay, are they?
And I don't.
Can they even expect that then?
Probably not. Because in a legal sense, no, they have no right to any of the money because they signed contracts. Yeah. But also because they picked up people who were not in SAG-AFTRA. Otherwise, that's the union for actors.
Yeah, no, I know.
And they would have said,
yeah.
change this right away. But then
couldn't they have just joined?
No, you have to be a member for some time, just like a union. You can't just
Ah.
the first day like, hey, excuse me, can I have some money? Like that's not.
No, but like you can at least. I mean, if a union in Sweden, you can, as soon as you get a job, you're allowed to join the union that matches that workforce.
Yeah.
You need to pay for it, but
yeah,
you know,
like I said, I don't think that they're arguing on a legal level.
no,
It's just
they're
that,
just asking like, come on,
because like be reasonable. For 25 years, this movie has been talked about. I mean, we have talked about it on this podcast probably 10 times.
Oh yeah,
We talk
and
about
that's
it all
just the
time.
last 2 years.
Yeah, because it's such a fucking amazing movie. So yeah, the first one. Maybe, I don't think that's going to happen, honestly. I don't think that.
No.
But what they've also talked about, and that's where I think it makes more sense, there's a second point. Meaningful consultation on any future Blair Witch reboot, sequel, prequel, toy, game, ride, escape room, etc. In which one could
reasonably assume that Heather, Michael, or Josh's name and or likenesses will be associated for promotional purposes in the public sphere.
Yeah.
Yes, because using their picture is kind of rude if you're not going to pay them.
But it's like, oh, well, we technically, Lionsgate owns that picture. Yeah, sure.
If it's a screenshot from the movie, yeah,
it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They point out, though, for the second part, they note, like, our film has now been rebooted twice. Both times were a disappointment from fans and box office, yeah.
And a critical perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody liked them.
No.
Neither of these films were made with significant creative input from the original team, yeah. Neither the directors, Eduardo Sanchez and Daniel Myrick, I think they're called.
Dan Myrick, yeah.
Yeah. Or the actors, who are, like, I mean, they were heavily involved in making the movie. They were holding the cameras. They were involved in directing scenes and stuff because it was that kind of movie.
Yeah.
They've never been asked, like, hey, what made our movie so successful? Maybe we can recreate that. No, it's just been other people.
Just literally taking the name and running.
Yeah, so why not at least ask them? But why they haven't asked them is because then they are involved in the movie, which means they have to pay them, and they don't want to pay them for some reason.
No.
But yeah, as the insiders who created Blair Witch and have been listening to what fans love and want for 25 years, we're your single greatest yet thus far unutilized secret weapon. And I agree with that. Like,
sure,
I don't want sequels, but if you're gonna make sequels, let the right people then be involved. The people
at least
who know,
have them like make notes on the script or something.
Yeah, exactly. Have them be executive producers or whatever it's called. When you have what's it called? You have an when you bring in like a military guy to help with your military movie.
Yeah.
Whatever that's called.
We know what you mean.
Yeah.
We all know what you mean.
But then the third one, and this is something that it shouldn't just be for this movie. This should be something that every successful studio should do.
Yes.
This one is called, the third point is, the Blair Witch Grant, a $60,000 grant, the budget of the original movie, paid out yearly by Lionsgate to an unknown aspiring genre filmmaker to assist in making their first feature. This is a grant, not a development fund, which is also important. Hence, Lionsgate will not own any of the underlying rights to the project. And that is like spare change, even to a smaller studio like Lionsgate or Blumhouse. If they gave that out every year to someone who like proved themselves, there has to be like an audition, something, some sort of process to find the right person.
Like with any film festival for amateurs.
Yeah,
like, you have to go through a little bit of a
or
process.
They find some filmmaker making like shorts on YouTube or whatever, and like
and they're like, hey,
we want to give you this.
Want to make a feature?
So you can
go ahead.
Make your first big movie, basically.
Yeah.
Imagine if Disney, they have so many billions of dollars. Imagine if they gave out like a couple of those every year, but didn't have any sort of input on what they made with the money.
You know what? They could even bank on it either way, because if it turns out to be a good movie, it turns out to be a success, they can just contact the person and go, hey,
we'll buy the movie from you. Yeah,
we'll buy it from you,
so we can distribute it.
Or even hey, do you want to maybe work on a project that we produce? You get more money. We'll give you a little bit of creative freedom.
Exactly, because they love snatching up young talent anyway.
Yeah.
How about you start developing young talent?
That would be a power move, basically, because then you would create the new Hollywood.
Yeah, it would be this and you would have this wave of young, free directors, writers, whatever, actors, making their own things and shaping the industry into what they want, kind of like we had in the 70s when they took over from the very conservative 50s directors. That is,
and like I said, it's the perfect opportunity to suss out future greats.
Yeah.
Because you can then, like I said, you can then go to them and go, hey, we made you great. Do you want to make a movie for us?
Yeah, and I mean...
most likely they're going to go, yeah, why not?
Exactly. Like, we'll give you $100,000 to direct a movie for us. Like, once again,
we're going to have input, obviously, but still.
Yeah, and that way they get cheap labor, and people like them for helping young directors.
Exactly.
Like, it's a win. It's a win-win.
Maybe they get a good movie out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And make even more money.
And also, $60,000, that's a write-off for any of these big studios.
Yeah, that's
They could probably, put that into, tax something and actually make that money back by giving it away. They have very talented... especially
since it's a
lawyers,
grant, they could probably write that off as a charity thing or something.
Yeah, tax write-off. Yeah, easy. So that is the big one that I really hope that Lionsgate takes to heart.
Because if they start doing that as well, if Lionsgate pick this up and do that, then they're gonna open up for the other producer companies to maybe we should do that too. Make us look good.
Yeah, and since Blumhouse is involved, and Blumhouse was built on smaller directors and smaller filmmakers, that would be so perfect for them.
Yes, it would be very on brand.
Yeah. So
and ultimately, it just makes them look good.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes a demonized company as Disney would look good if they started doing that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they understand that.
No, they don't.
If the right marketing people are seeing this and going, yes, this will look good, or are they going too much work for too little payoff?
Yeah, exactly. And I also, they all probably think that nothing will come of this, and I'm worried it won't, and that's why I want to like Joshua said, amplify this. We don't have we have very little reach, unfortunately, but I want to do my part, as they say in Helldivers. Oh, I mean Starship Troopers. Sorry.
Had to.
Yeah, I had to. Because it's purely a good thing.
Yes.
Maybe we will actually get a good Blair Witch sequel. I don't think so, but
no.
At least the right people are involved, and we might get this cool. Do you? No, you're too young, probably. Have you ever heard of the show Project Greenlight, which was a reality show that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck produced?
No.
Okay, where they it was like MasterChef but for filmmakers. So they got a bunch of young talented that made shorts, or they were they had some spec script out, and they got them into a reality show where they had shoot little shorts, do pitches and stuff. And the winner of this contest, of this show, got I think $100,000 to make their first feature-length movie.
Nice.
And then Ben Affleck and Matt Damon would put their names on it, executive producer, to kind of be a draw. I don't remember who won, but do you remember the movie The Battle of Shaker Heights? With Shia LaBeouf and Amy Strong, I think, is in it.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I really like it too. One of the people who were in the Project Greenlight show made that movie, I think. That's how I remember that show, because of that movie.
Ephraim Patel, Kyle Rankin, or Erica Beanie?
Oh, Kyle Rankin was involved. That's the guy who made Run, Hide, Fight.
He's credited as a director.
Oh, okay.
Ephraim Patel is also credited as director.
It might have been that the person who wrote it won.
Yeah, because they're both too old to probably have been that. Erica Beanie. Yeah, that was her first thing in 2003.
I don't know if she won, but she was because it was like because of her involvement, she got the chance to write that movie, and something like that. So yeah, and this would be even better because it's not a fucking game show. Even though that's fine, but it's better just give out a grant.
They made 4 seasons of that.
Yeah. It's truly like just benefiting the art of cinema. More people should do. So
especially since movie production, the companies are so fucking wealthy.
Yeah,
they literally have nothing to lose.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have more. Like why? I guess it's too big. It's too small for a big studio like Warner Brothers, to have like creative workshops where you can,
Is it though?
I don't know. They should do it, but they don't.
Yeah.
No. But like I said, that's why I think this thing, the Blair Witch Grant, is a good thing. That's why we wanted to shout out Joshua Leonard, Heather Donahue, and Mike Williams, of course, Dan Myrick, and Eduardo Sanchez as well. First of all, for making one of the fucking greatest movies of all time, one of the greatest horror movies of all time, but also to get this thing going. So, if you see this on YouTube, it's part of our Patreon episode. So,
Erica Meany was the winner in season 2, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
she won the writing contest for her script, The Battle of Shaker Heights.
Oh, yeah, you see, yeah. So something good can come out of it.
Yeah. Even though she hasn't done much since, but
Yeah, she got a chance at least.
Yeah.
But I think that's gonna have to be it.
Yes.
For this episode. So we'll be back next week with nothing planned.
Actually, no, I don't think we do have anything planned.
There's nothing in cinemas right now. Well, Abigail is getting a lot of good press.
Oh yes, I want to see Abigail.
Maybe we'll go see Abigail then, because people are like, oh, the trailer really, did it bad.
Doesn't do
justice. It's actually really fun horror comedy. It's like, oh, maybe we'll watch it then.
Let's go watch Abigail.
So we're doing okay. It's Abigail for
cool
for the free episode on Saturday.
After this, we're working out what your schedule is so we can plan it.
But until then, have a good one.
Bye.